up quite a few new champions.
Opens up a lot of power picks, but I mean, Vici really don't play them. Can they do it? Yes. Is it effective for them? No.
Well, Rise the last ban there for Vici.
Because they don't play it.
Respecting the power. It was banned against them by OMG in the last game.
It's just a power pick to ban it, but even if you gave it to Dandy, not that Dandy can't play Rise, but again, that champion doesn't mean much to the identity of Vici, whereas Gragas and Sivir mean so much, empowering them to make quick decisions around the map and to set up team fights in advantageous favor.
See if OMG make the adjustment and ban Sivir, or do they feel like there's another priority here? It is what? Lulu?
He wants to play Ahri.
All right. Well, that is a Lulu ban. That is the first big Sivir for Vici Gaming. Proscoon is not surprised. If only you could all see at home the look that I just got. But as Vici Sivir, this is their game plan. They've shown it twice already.
Give it to me, Cool. I know you want to play the assassin. I know you're handing your drink to your team.
Well, he's got Nardefigo going. Loveling's going to be on the Rek'Sai. Aggressive first choices here. OMG, like you said, likely just go straight to comfort here. World 6 does play Echo, by the way, so they can take it here if they want.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it's probably the next best go-to, especially because Loveling took the early rotation on Rek'Sai. That would be ingenious for the Janna, because Gragas isn't available.
I like that Pong is just flashing Diana all the time. I don't know why. Might be a pick that he plays. Elise is also still open, but maybe World 6 would rather have Echo. Apparently would. Locks that in instead.
I don't think he has a competitive game on Elise, at least in the LPL. So probably not in your...
No, before this patch, no one did but Spirit. Who knew? He's like, I can win on this. It'll be fine.
MLXG did.
Oh, that's true too.
That guy's crazy though. And back in the LPL.
He played Jungle Hecarim today. He is crazy. 7 seconds left now for Vici, as that is the Janna pick for Mata, one of his best champions.
Okay, so
that's saying a lot about Mata.
Gragas isn't available. What's important to Vici? The disengage. The ability to reset a team fight, to isolate it, to get a better footing on it. Sivir, we already talked about how important this champion is for Vici because it empowers you to rotate around the map, to siege, and more importantly, not to run at people, but to run away from them.
And Echoes also kind of fits that bill. Not nearly as instantly aggressive as, say, Gragas, but will disengage as... Jesus. The bottom lane of OMG have woken up. Corky Annie just wants them dead.
Win lane, win game.
Yep, and that's OMG, honestly.
They should just do that.
That is their best strategy. I agree.
Just standard lanes. Don't lane swap. Enough of that. You're not going to play a macro game and outmaneuver Vici Gaming. Just take the standard lanes. Take Lucian. Take Corky. Take Annie. And just run at them.
Yep, beat him in the lane phase. And Vici, as good as they are at playing with leads, they are about as good when playing from behind. Except in the opposite direction. So
they advance in the opposite direction.
They do.
And it gets real bad.
Yeah, when you're losing, that's not a good strategy. When you're winning, it's fine.
Let's put that in the not good column.
Vici, considering their last few picks. I'd love Shannon Azir here. I think that'd be really cool.
Oh, look. Split push map pressure.
Yep.
Do you think Shin's going to be used to protect Xuan?
Yes.
Or do you think it's going to be used to split push?
Oh, sorry. Maybe. Depends what trouble he gets in. Because we do have Azir and Shen taken as the last few picks here for Vici. OMG, you can kind of see the cool arrow coming a mile away. But does he want to play it here?
Is he going to pull the trigger on it?
I mean, it's been pretty much full covered picks for OMG already.
There's no other reason to ban Lulu other than you want to play an assassin. So Cool is playing an assassin. I say Ahri because it's by far his best champion. See if he connects on the Kassadin, though. Kassadin is often considered a soft counter matchup to champions like Azir and like Victor because they're very low mobile. Pulls trigger on Kassadin.
Yep, does go for it. Bit more scaling, bit more late game. Kind of need to make up for a bit of Uzi's damage potentially. But if they can get going, Cool is really good at chasing people down. And that's what the OMG team here need. They're going to hit hard and hit often. At least that's the plan. Vici Gaming have foiled that plan twice now. Can they do it again in Game 3 and push themselves one stage further into the playoff bracket?
The Shin Echo composition, so good at diving tower, so good at controlling the front of tower. So again, a lot of these tools, like OMG plays compositions exactly like this, but no one plays these types of comps how Vici.
Yes, because Vici are a very special snowflake. And they play... honestly, like they play a very unique style of League of Legends.
I really like it.
I think we've had this series already if OMG go back to 3-0 this game, we already have a good idea of how Vici play. And given the last 2 games, that's not what it's looking like. But if OMG want to stay on the train, it needs to start here. Dandy versus Going once again. Big tanks on the top side. Shen versus Na.
In the jungle, it's going to be World 6 versus Loveling. World 6 has finally had his Gragas taken away from him, so he will be picking up that Echo versus Loveling's Rek'Sai.
Yeah, Rek'Sai again for Loveling with the Gragas banned by OMG as Pwong back on Azir versus Cool's Kassadin. Can be tricky in the early game.
The gloves have come off. Cool is looking for the assassin.
And there's Schwan on Siva versus Uzi and the Corki. Pretty good matchup as far as the lane goes. Marta on Jana versus Sans Annie. So again, OMG probably look for standard lanes, go crazy, play aggressive, get kills, get Loveling into those lanes ganking. Then OMG know how to play from that spot, I can tell you that much.
If OMG can get fights, they can win games. If Vici can continue to dance away from them, they may take the series.
Well, we'll see if Vici can do that. If OMG can answer 1 game back, we'll get onto the Rift for game number 3. And here we are watching Pwong move out of the base. Hanging out through the base gate there. Vici Gaming looking good at 2-0. Moving out here for what could be their final game of the evening. OMG thinking the same thing, but unfortunately for them, that is not nearly as exciting a prospect.
Have a long uphill road. They are able to connect with this game, but hey, gotta go through the best of 5 anyway.
And Dandy forgot his trinket, so he'll go back and get that.
No one saw that, Dandy.
Our observer highlighted it. He was very observant.
Nope.
Well, Dandy now's the yellow trinket. Well done. And again, just a fan out from Vici. Don't feel pressure for some vision. Schwang going to put a ward down. But Uzi's already in the bottom lane. I think they've spotted him. But Uzi wants the 2v2. I can't imagine he doesn't. He wants blood. That's what he wants.
Yep. We got the kill lane initiated, the anti-Corki.
I like the hard engage there as well. I feel like OMG were missing a big go button in their last few comps.
They took strong lanes pretty much across the board as opposed to Cool's. I mean, the only weak lane is Cool's Kassadin into Azir, which again, the dynamic of how this works and how the LPL mid laners think that Kassadin works into the control mages is you just get them to level 6 and then you just jump on top of their faces. Now Azir, a bit safer than Victor, which is typically what we see the Kassadin picked into, because he's able to dash away back to safety. Again, 5.14, he won't have the knockup available. But the Azir's Emperor's Divide doesn't need as much to a Kassadin. We can quickly rift walk around it. So it's about being able to beat that terrain control, jumping onto the control mage, putting out your burst damage. Just have to get to that point.
See if Loveling or Mata coming into pressure actually. Smart stuff here. Smite is down, but they'll run him away. Waste a bit of Go-Going's time more than anything else. But they will get the blue buff safely.
Did also take a big chunk out of his health, whereas Dandy is in the top lane. Probably pressuring that wave pretty far forward, though. With Mata showing himself on the blue buff, it does leave San and Uzi to step forward and to really punish Schwinn off the creep wave.
Feels like Vici might have thought a lane swap was happening, but Mata going to pressure will keep them a bit behind here, but they'll catch up relatively quickly. But OMG and San, they will be very hungry for a level 2 all-in.
It's really just very easy for Jana to walk in, peek her head, and with shield especially, and kind of figure out where leveling is starting. That's been the catalyst to a lot of these victories for Vici, is that they're so good at keeping tabs on leveling and making sure that his impact is minimized.
Cool here as well. You can see mid lane
Missed that minion.
struggling a bit already here. To add insult to injury, missed that as well. As Schwan barely dodges that phosphorus bomb. World 6 going to team up for a gank here. This is nice and early. Loveling's already come in though. Can see why, as Pwong does a good amount of trade damage.
I'm not quite sure what Loveling's thinking ganking this lane right now. He doesn't have any kill pressure, but
World
here we go.
6 flashes in, forcing the flash from Cool. Someone to trade there certainly favors the jungler.
And again, you can gank the lane to alleviate pressure for your Kassadin, but you can't go that deep. Until he's level 6, he does not have kill pressure on the control mages.
Yep. And Pwong, but we've seen from Azir all series long, just got such good early game damage.
No, go.
Top lane now.
Did it.
Go-Going and Dandy. Just hanging out. Seeing what can happen here. Go-Going's definitely been a strong NAR player all year long. Curious to see how he does there.
Was his most played champion in spring 2004 or 2015, 14?
15.
Probably a little bit of crossover there.
Zuzi and Sen continue to play forward as well. There that World 6 was in the mid lane. Probably not coming to gank just yet. But going to have to dodge any sort of gank. The longer they can play like this aggressively, though, the happier the bottom lane will be.
I know, think about the first time that we had standard lanes, just how the map looked. Vici were the ones that were really far pushed forward on OMG, but, you know, taking the strong laning champion like Corki, he's not, you know, the most impressive laning champion, but once he's level 4 with his upgraded Phosphorus Bomb, that's the big power spike, and then the secondary one comes at level 6 when he has his rockets.
Surprisingly good against Sivir as well, for that exact reason.
Yep, to trigger her spell shield and make sure you get some free damage. Kind of the same thing with Lucian against Sivir.
Yep. So OMG do here.
Uzi will contest you for pretty much every single creep. That's why he's so devastating. But they're backing up because they don't really have any vision of Azir. He's playing off to the side, so that's why you see suddenly Schwan and Mata able to step forward and take this CS because Azir is sitting in river. I think he's taking Scuttle Crab. Yeah, no, he's just setting a ward.
Yep, just a ward. Does see the crab go by. You can see the pings, OMG. I like that they're playing a bit more carefully. Certainly got caught out a few times in the first 2 games. So play aggressive, play your style, but don't get yourself killed for it.
It's also just little things like this. The fact that between waves, Huang is walking out into the river, just into vision, and Kassadin, because he's still only level 5, can't check. It just completely alleviates pressure on that side of the map without Huang really needing to do anything. He doesn't have to walk down there and gank. It's just the threat that he can.
And the early pink ward as well can provide some nice vision as we look around the other lanes. Jungle items completed. They're farming up safely. No early pressures come just yet, apart from the shenanigans in mid lane. And Huang's actually going back. Double Dorans now. They're going to be even stronger into that Kassadin as well. 6 finds Loveling. Can defend that pink ward. Does get the stun. Slow down there as well to proc the passive. Timewinder rides out. Tunnels away to safely, but World 6 successfully defends the ward.
Yeah, pretty much half health. I mean, because he has control over the mid lane, he is going to go ahead and step forward and level into jungle and place a deep ward.
And opens up space on the bottom side now. You can see Uzi and San forced to play back, because that's a really clever gank path, but it'll just force them off instead, as he does get the pink ward for his trouble.
Yeah, not going to go ahead and flash commit on that. Would have been a little overzealous. Likewise, doesn't have the cooldown available.
Could have gone deep. Side's not super.
You're going to walk through the tower.
It's not really the Vici gaming way, as it turns out. As OMG are trying to get this jungler out of their bottom lane. But look at all this space. They didn't need very much.
But the space has been built up, and the pressure and momentum has been taken away from Uzi, from Pong stepping into the river between waves, and from World 6 pressuring Loveling. So Vici doing a great job slowing down OMG's lane phase by just effectively standing in fog of war.
You can see Cool struggling early on in the matchup, sort of as expected. Kassadin, like you mentioned, doesn't need to get 6s, hit it now, but Double Dorans versus Ruby Crystal, not a particularly fair fight.
Double Dorans when you don't want to win, or when you don't want to lose a lane ever.
Yep. One right here. Cool, just going to get the CS that he can. This is the real problem for me, the early part of the matchup, is getting harassed while trying to CS.
Well, the big problem also is how the backs were staggered, because Loveling got caught out and Pong, he had to step forward to protect Loveling, but hold on,
World
top
6
lane.
here to go going. That's a great parallel convergence placement. Does get the stun down. Slow there as well. Meganar is there. Scoops him out and is forced to flash.
Wow, Dandy got creep blocked so hard right there. He was trying to just casually walk up to follow Gogoing's flash with a taunt of his own or chain the CC, but the minions, Minions the real hero there.
The minions did not decree it, and First Blood will be held for now. But a really strong gank from World 6. His presence has been great early on this Echo. And Vici, like we've seen, don't need much of a push in their lanes to keep things or get things going.
I haven't seen minions do that much work in a long time.
And he's not happy about it. It's down the bottom side. All in's coming. Level 6 already, though, for the Sivir. San doing good damage, but Vici holding their ground in the bottom lane.
Vici also not able to follow up and dive that to look for a possible kill, because again, Cool wandering into the river knowing that Kassadin could be on his way.
Leveling ulted as well, so Vici might be afraid of a particular sound. I'll just chill out, pull the wave back, and go back in when it's appropriate. Uzi level 6 now, San there as well, so they have a couple windows maybe to engage, but all summoners up for both parties. Probably a tricky all-in.
Likewise, they do not have vision on World 6. He is actually slipping into the back of the lane here.
Apparently told to go away, walks past the ward.
Yeah, they should know that second rotation of blue buff is up, so they need to suspect that Cool and Loveling are on this side of the map. So again, not pulling the trigger unless they're 100% certain that they can get away with something.
Shadow Crab does get taken though. We'll go over there to World 6. OMG gonna spot him there with the water. San walks past one of his own. 6v6, but Echo's got a lot more health. And has gone Barmy Cinder as well, so will be that nice big tank Echo.
And Azir was also the first one to move from the mid lane, now halfway down the river. Gogoin's going to go ahead and pull the trigger since so many resources are Vici on the bottom side of the map.
Dandy will not stand for this though. He's going to come in to save the blue buff. An old jungler must protect his territory.
No minions to stop him this time.
Does force go going out. In fact, might find some sort of fight here. Getting kited by Mini now. Pretty annoying, but Dandy will force him away.
Secures the buff for his team, and now we have the second back for the bot lane. See if it's going to transition into a BF sword.
Marta goes back, sight's done there. Couple pots, not sure if one has the money. Boots? Oh, just some potions.
No, he's just saving up for it, yeah.
Well.
Not even going to try to get a boot to get back quickly to lane since he has the, I was going to say Janna Tailwind passive to help him run, but Mata's like, see ya, nerd.
Yep, already gone. Mata's nothing to do with that little interaction. Let's go going. Gets his farm here under the tower. Megan are able to clear that out nicely, but blue buff is going over to Pwong now, and Cool already got his, so even things back out in the mid lane. Cool's catching up on CS. He's sort of been unlocked now that he's got some levels. But it's really just a matter of can OMG find that early win, get that first blood, and find some momentum.
All they need is an initial skirmish and for Kassadin to pick up one of these kills and get that snowball rolling. So watch for Cool. He needs to itemize that Rod of Ages before 15 minutes if he's going to have a good power spike for the Roa to be stacked up. Again, it's a time-sensitive item.
Yeah, down the bottom as well, you can see tower's actually pretty low on the bottom half for OMG. Toronto might have doing a good job of just pushing the minion wave and leaving. And it's funny as well, because I feel like this particular bottom lane is the quintessential Vici bottom lane. It's the non-interactive, get away from me, I don't want to fight you lane. Yeah.
Yep.
But comes with good peel power, good disengage, and heavy rotation. Makes sense. There's a reason Vici play it, that's for sure.
Although, Schwan, a little bit too close.
He wants blood.
Oh. San should have pulled the trigger right there. It was a really nice tornado disengage from Mata because he had used the spell shield to try to compensate from some of the damage on Uzi. So there was a window of opportunity to find the stun on Sivir, but again, the tornado.
Yeah, Mata just protecting his bottom lane. Fine going aggressive. That's almost too obvious.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Now World 6
really
coming in. Doesn't quite get it onto Uzi. Valkyrie out. Stun actually used there onto World 6 just to get him off. And cooldown's down. That might be enough for Vici to try and take Dragon.
They did hear the Void Scream, however, so they know that Leveling is responding to something on the map, especially because he's sitting on a ward.
Vici's vision, always giving them the right info. It's part of the reason they're such a good team when it comes to maneuvering around the map. Uzi wants to go back in. Does throw a couple missiles down, but Slan can't flash in. Another nice tornado from Marta. Keeps that all in out. We're still without a first blood, which in a very strange way, I think favors Vici.
That said, they actually do have full dragon control right now if they want to pull the trigger on this. They should have vision that, or at least knowledge that Vici are no longer in the lanes. Yep, there they go. Especially with Tibbers up and available, they have a nice tanking resource. Oh. JK.
And then Tibbers just died. Farm's going to tank it instead with his own face. Lovin going to do the Scuttle Crab and take over the tanking duties as World 6.
Look at those pings.
Has his ulti.
Assist ping, assist ping.
Looks past the ward. Gonna look to steal this up. Puts the W down, trying to cut off Uzi.
Oh, here comes a teleport from behind, though.
Yeah, Dandy's trying to cut him up now as well. He's gonna be the second line in. Dandy's 1v3. Pulls him off the dragon, though. Vici do not like losing objectives.
And they pull the trigger on this. Now Gogoin still has the teleport. So are OMG gonna commit? Nope, they're gonna go ahead and try to trade objective for... I'm not gonna say objective because I don't think Gnar can push down that tower, but at least some damage on it.
He's gonna try. See how much damage Gogoin can do. World 6. Pretty tanky with the Cinderhawk finished already. They'll be able to take this dragon out. Gogoin does get enough damage for the tower. Hexdrinker helping out there. So a trade. Gold for non-gold, but Vici, actually never mind. Sivir gets the tower in bottom lane. All of a sudden we're all square bar that one dragon.
Now the question is, how will Vici move around the map? I suspect that we're going to see Sivir rotated up into the top lane and Dandy moved out to the bottom.
Dandy get aggressive and Gogoin apparently. Quite enough rage just yet. Dandy doing a great job with that trade, but Loveling is in reserve, and San's been pulled up here as well.
Okay, here comes the gank.
Unburrowed looking, don't quite get it. Actually, Unburrowed a little too early, does find the stun, but Dandy will flash. bit miscommunicated there from OMG.
Yeah, not able to chain the CC. That said, they do trade the Tibbers cooldown for a flash cooldown, so hashtag worth any day, as that flash cooldown will take 5 minutes. Tibbers is like, what, 35 seconds? No, it's like a minute. It's pretty low at max level.
How good is the Prince of Thieves? Not quite. That was very close. Doesn't quite get the Grump. But does have a Sunfire Cape. It's going to keep creating pressure. And once again, the Vici theme of this entire series, Dandy, now ready to enact phase 2 of Plan Vici.
Has the Sunfire up and online, so we asked, you know, what is this Shin going to be used for? The perfect flank for the 5v5 or the split push pressure?
Split push pressure primarily. Dandy actually is quite a good teleporter as Zahn gets, oh, that was close. Almost ate a NATO. Vici rotating mid, going to try and take this turret.
Yeah, consolidating the resources in the mid lane, which this is actually a great adaptation because normally teams avoid this because they're facing across from a Sivir, but against a Kassadin, you sacrifice so much wave clear that they're able just to walk up and take this tower for free.
And it's gone. Tron pops his spell shield. Cool's going to look for the opportunity. Doesn't have quite enough here. Marta's here as well. And World6 stealing the blue buff in the meantime. Is he going to get away with it? He doesn't have smite. Oh, very close. Not quite. His Loveling's looking for a kill. They pop the Sivir out. They'll back away. World6 kind of caught out. Chrono break to safety. Phase dive away. Now Dandy's coming back in. He flashes out. That might be the trigger to go in, but going down here as well. First blood goes to Uzi. Dandy going to be the next kill. So going in, who's going to get it? It will be Uzi with the double.
Just don't fight, OMG. The On the Hunt was popped away. It was very clear that Vici were looking to run away, except to World6.
Well, World6 kind of caught out there. Couldn't ulti out to safety, and OMG going to get 2 kills and a turret for their troubles. Gold lead will actually be in the favor of OMG now as they're up 2,000 gold.
And both of those kills went on to Uzi. Has the completed Trinity Force.
That is some good farming, to say the least there from Uzi. Almost 150 at 16 minutes.
He's 20 short of perfect CS.
And that's an early Trinity Force. I think honestly caught Vici off guard.
Okay, here we go.
Gonna lose this turret by the looks of things. Going's Mega now. Able to force them away despite the lack of ulti. And that is 2 turrets. OMG making their way back into the game. Finally gonna have a game in this series where OMG have the lead.
I know, felt like the first time in forever. Again, Vici though, it was really clear. Pop the Sivir ult, we're looking to disengage. World6 just not on the same page.
Not at all. See how that develops. Is Loveling gonna prep that blue buff, give that over to Cool, you have to think. Cool's also gotten quite strong. He's got, I think, 5 stacks already. Can't be right. On the Rod of Ages, it might be. Been farming up quite nicely himself. Has a blasting wand also. As the Sun turret falls down in mid. OMG starting to get stronger and stronger. Going's getting tankier now. Uzi's got to build Water Cutlass, and it's an Abyssal second for Cool. Very aggressive item choice for the mid laner.
And I actually really like the Abyssal. We've talked about this multiple times. Just it's in a very healthy spot in general. But likewise, you have so much magic damage coming out of multiple compositions throughout the LPLs, particularly when your AD carry is that quirky, because it's going to empower his shred on the W.
Bit of extra magic damage. See OMG lining up their next target. They're actually 3-2 up in turrets, so they haven't got the mid-outer. That might be their next objective. Dragon also up in a minute 50. And Cool's level 11. OMG are quite strong at this stage. And like we said, it's a very different game. And look at Cool. His natural habitat, hunting for someone in the side lane.
Has to play these assassins. I'm glad that Cool finally went back to his roots for their last chance to stay in this series.
See how much work he can get done now. He's in a really good spot. There's a good spell shield also out from Tron. Going to deny some of that damage. Major buffs on the way though. Dragon up in a minute 25.
Speaking of natural habitats, OMG standing to the side of a tower looking for a dive.
Yep. And Dandy in the top lane. Split pushing on Shen. As the rest of Vici wave clear in the mid lane. Seems like everyone's in their favorite spots right now. But OMG do have a lead finally, and they're pressuring as Vici are the ones that actually have to repel OMG, and not the other way around this time. Sun as well off to the side, but probably not going to go in 1v4. But even Loveling, oh, that actually might be a bad spot. Thomas his way to safety. He'll be okay.
They can't decide if they want to dive, pull the trigger, or just sit back and poke on these towers again, trying to siege into the wave clear of not only Azir, but also Sivir. That's the one thing OMG really sacrificed in their composition is their creep control.
I think it's part of the reason why they moved Cool to the bottom lane.
Yep. The most mobile champion in the longest lane with the Rift Walk. likewise the assassination potential. So if he pushes forward, he can pretty much assassinate majority of members on Vici's team. Probably everyone but Dandy at this point in the game.
And Dragon up soon. Vici don't have to get it. 15 seconds away. Baron might be the more pertinent objective, but OMG.
At 19 minutes?
Playing the pressure game. Look, not right now, but like, probably something they're thinking about more. I mean, if you give away 2, the issue is you can't trade 3rd for Baron.
Yeah.
I don't know. Vici just doing their thing. Vici's thing is not nearly as good when they're behind. Look at Cool. Found World 6. Tib is down as well. Chrono Break not there. Too much CC as Uzi gets his 3rd kill of the game.
And this will mean the free Dragon for OMG. So again, we talked about this. Vici are one of the most punishing teams when they're playing from ahead, but from behind, they have an awful track record. They just fall apart at the seams because, again, they cannot fight you back into the game.
And they've had a couple of games that they've been able to do it with this particular roster, but they are few and far between. As look at Uzi. Killer instinct there. As he's talking to his team. He is real far ahead. In fact, he has the only 3 kills in this entire game.
Well, the question always was, who's going to step up and be the true leader of OMG? We talked about how too many cooks in the kitchen. Every single member but Cool wanted to be a shot caller. If you think back to Starhorn Royal Club, the team that made it twice to the World Championship Finals, who was the shot caller of that team? It was Uzi.
So he does now. He's on Corky at least. It was dictating the people that die. With a Blade of the Ruin King almost up. Abyssal done for Cool now as well. And a Phage also for going for the aggressive, more split pushing oriented choice there.
Okay.
Might be trying to stop Dandy in the top lane. He's back in the bottom lane now. Doing the same thing, split pushing. Schwan though can't push too far up, especially with Kassadin on the prowl. But OMG got that Dragon sort of re-establishing control. He's got the shifting power to the top half now.
He's laughing every single time the camera's on top of him. So let's talk about where OMG want to go next. Like you said, shifting their control, moving Cool into the elongated lanes. As long as he's not near Dandy, he has assassination potential on pretty much everyone. There is always going to be outplay, especially as Mata and Schwinn set this trap.
Might just be for vision, because I can't see the rest of OMG.
Oh, Mata's assist pinging. Trying to coordinate this.
Needs one more maybe.
With
Dandy's
the ping
ult ready,
wheel.
I guess.
Yeah, and likewise, Dandy has walked into Fog of War, so he can't be cancelled. Here they go, pulling the collapse.
Going in onto Cool. Ulti's down there for Schwan, but insta-teleport from Going! Scoops him up already. Schwan's going to be the target, but World 6 will join in as well. Cool barely survives getting stunned, but a great disengage ult
wow.
as Uzi just goes deep and gets the first kill. Sun will get the next. A double actually for the Annie as Dandy now going to die as well, and OMG collapsed beautifully.
And Uzi wasn't even in the team fight, but that was classic OMG. The 4 members, San, Loveling, Going, and Cool, collapsing from every single angle. Uzi's like, hey guys, want to do a Baron?
Yeah, and they're like, sure, we'll do Baron. Pretty easy call for them to make. World 6 is alive and ready to steal. Does pop the W and Cool spotted him. San's going to track him down. Does have to Chrono Break now. Might be too much stun. San takes a lot of damage from that ulti. But he's out of the Baron pit. That's all that matters. He looks to die. Cool gets the kill. OMG get the Baron, and the Dream is still alive.
There is still breath left in this team as OMG finally get their win conditions. Put Cool on an Assassin. Give them standard lanes. Uzi ran away with lane phase. They find a team fight. They collapse. They take the lead.
Yeah, and all that early aggression. 8-0 OMG. This is the scoreline we expect from this team. And they are insanely far ahead. Almost 9,000 gold up at 23 minutes.
But look at how polarizing all of these games have been. You know, when Vici are in command, it's in total command as they run away. Same thing with OMG. But just the way that these two teams do it is so different.
The specialists, just in their own different way. Right now, it is all OMG in this particular game. Loveling, jet skis back to the jungle, but his round and Zoman finished up already. Cool's working on a Zhonya's. That'll be finished quite quickly here. And Vici, what answer do you have to this?
They have to team fight. They need to find a great team fight, or it's just so hard because Kassadin's presence, especially being 1-0-6 right now with 2 completed items, closing in on his 3rd. Is so scary that it denies a lot of split push pressure. And like you said, Going, choosing to itemize more damage oriented to answer Shin and to follow him around on the map. Slowly, OMG are shoring up their individual weaknesses of letting Vici run them around.
2 games to learn, but Might have needed it as a warm-up if you want to think about it that way. Right now, though, OMG pressuring from all 3 lanes. They have the Baron buff. Uzi feels very confident, understandably so, given the position he's currently in. And Sard's in reserve as well. In fact, Loveling, he is flanked all the way around the back. This is the extended edition of the dive.
Okay, here we go. They're getting in position.
Does get spotted. Loveling going to clear out some vision.
He doesn't have flash. That's fairly important to Rek'Sai's combo there to be able to flash on Burrow. But just the presence of him in the jungle alleviates and creates enough space that Going can take the mid-tier tower.
Looking on the tier 2 now as well. Going threatening with the Meganar. Getting bullied out a bit by Huang. He's actually relatively strong. World 6 going to try and make it happen. Looks for the stun, doesn't get it. Dandy's down as well. San somehow dodges that, and a huge drop from Going as Echo Chrono breaks out, but there's already 1 kill. It's on to Dandy. OMG going to run forward 5v4.
Again, Vici look to skirmish in 5v5, but they're at the gold deficit. They're already a weak 5v5 team, and OMG are running away with this.
And I have to say, credit that actually tried to pick a fight there, but you're right, OMG too far ahead at this stage. They're going to knock down the base. Mata gets stunned. He's going to die to Uzi in literally a spell. Chuang going to die there as well as Uzi gets the double. Huang now in trouble. He's going to be the next one to fall as Going tags him. And OMG have broken the base, and this game looks to be going OMG.
And best of 5 is such a different animal than the standard season, as Vici will surrender. OMG breathing life back into the series. They grab the lifeline.
Yeah, the shortest game in the series, I believe. 25.5 minutes in, and OMG bring it back for a game. They need to do it 2 more times, but Uzi cracked a smile. They found the formula.
But this is exactly what I was going to talk about. You know, if anyone's going to be able to outmaneuver someone in a best of 5, OMG have been together for so long. Uzi has made a career out of these 2-3 swing comebacks.
And you can tell why. Back on Corky, nice and aggressive. You can see a couple cheers from the crowd. A big Loveling picture there. Plenty of OMG fans, as always, in China. And Cool finally looking happy after that game.
Cool style
I would too.
Is on an assassin. Forget the control mage. Throw it away. Win lane, win game against Vici.
Well, I think against Vici in particular, that is the strategy. You can see Vici sort of talking amongst themselves. Loveling. Everyone on OMG has very adorable grins on their faces after that game. They know they made the fans happy, made themselves happy as well. And their only question to themselves has to be, can we do it 2 more times?
Long